Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So, man, just being down here just feels so awkward, man. It's been like, I don't know, a couple of weeks at least since the last time I came down here and filmed a video. Yes, I was down here filming the magazine review, but I don't know. I just feel like that's something completely different from a normal review video, correct? So, today I did get something in from Mattel Creations, and we pretty much know what this bad boy is going to consist of. So that is today's action figure review video, the next wave of Mattel Creations. We've all seen the pictures, so we pretty much have a general idea of what is going to be inside this package, how they're going to look, etc. But man, there are probably a couple in here that I'm really excited about, namely Harley Race and of course Virgil. So, Virgil Hasbro release Series 5. Not a figure that I had when I was a kid, but as an adult collector, I think that Virgil is one of the most enjoyable go-to figures among the Hasbro line itself. So, getting another release, I think is going to be absolutely spectacular. And I want to start off with the one I'm most excited about, which is King Harley Race. So, Harley Race on card. One of the things I really would want them to do is go back to the old carding, like the first 10 series that Mattel has, that Mattel Retros created, right? With the Technicolor, and having like the lineup on the bottom. Once they did black and white, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of that. So it looks like this is one of those spinning figures. You turn the body and they kind of clothesline, just like your right extended arm Hasbro figures. So it says King Harley Race. Harley Race was crowned King of WWE by Bobby the Brain Heenan. Alright, so let's get this bad boy off the card. I know a lot of people, they don't like these easy release packaging. They want old style Hasbro and LJN and Remco, Galoob, etc., right? Where you basically got to sit there, peel the bubble off the card. But I like these easy release, carding, because not only does it really make the card itself really pop, right? But if you're only buying one set of figures and one day you're thinking, you know what, I'm no longer interested, I want to sell these, they've only been displayed unused, so they're still going to be 100% mint figures, right? So you want to slap them back on the card, put them up for sale, mint on card. Yeah, they really are still mint on card, because it's a very simple process in just boxing them up or carding them back up again. Is this removable? So I thought the crown might have been removable, but it is not. And I don't know, the robe, the royal garments, as it will be, it's silky, but it's very thin. So I can understand why they went all out with the accessory on this one, because it's very cheap material. But you got a Harley Race head sculpt, which looks absolutely phenomenal. I like the crown. Like I really, this is something I really probably wouldn't mind a loose accessory, because when I first saw this, that's exactly what I thought. I thought the crown was a loose accessory. Generally, I am one of those guys who crave or enjoy built-on hats and so forth. But I don't know. I think this would have been a great in-ring character for a lot of people's fandoms if it had the removable hat. But accessory, or the action feature, I mean, this is like a full wind-up. This goes almost 360 degrees. Does he spin the other side? Yep, he's like Texas Tornado. With Texas Tornado or Tatanka from Hasbro with the dual arms. So that's pretty incredible. Spins both ways. Give you the boots, knee pads. So a lot of really good detail has gone into this figure, even with the crown on the back of the trunks. Oh yeah, King Harley race, to me, this is a definite must-have for part of the collection. This is an absolute beauty. And kind of show you the tattoos on the arms. Can't really make it out, I don't think. And just kind of looking at it up close and personal, I don't even know what that is. Like, it looks like a... Is that like a robin or something? It looks like a robin nesting in a... like a hay nest or something. What about the other side? Yeah, it looks like a bird in a nest. I don't know if that's exactly what he has on his arms, but... I mean, even when you're up close and personal, it's really hard to make out. At first, it just kind of looked like, again, like someone just drew in splotches onto his arms. But zero qualms about this. The price is right for each individual figure, and it looks absolutely amazing. So, very well done with the King Harley race. Now, the second one I was most excited about. Virgil. Virgil looks insanely good. Hopefully we will be able to have a positive figure. And, oh, I didn't even notice that before. Take this out the card. Again, Virgil carded. You know, instead of having like a open space in the middle where the figure is situated, I kind of would have liked maybe if they had something like some kind of graphics or whatnot to go in the middle, like maybe design like a ring or something, you know. So Virgil, and I'm gonna put in his accessories real quick. Oh man, this is so darn cool. Hopefully they fit beautifully in the hand with no issues. All right, so far so good. Really gotta squeeze it in there though. Trying to make sure that it stays forever. All right, so Virgil, I love. Oh, there goes accessory number one. But you just get basically 2 money wads as part of. Where did you go? I don't want to go digging for you. That's all right. I'll pick it up later. But you get like 2 money wads as part of the Virgil accessory. So I like the figure. I like the pose and all. But in comparison, I think the Series 5 Hasbro is a superior figure. Much more playable. I love the arm positioning, whatnot. So this right here, think of like a Series 2 $1 Million Man from Hasbro or Series 5 IRS, right? You can expand on that with Bushwhackers Series 2 or Luke Bushwhackers Series 10. They have like that sort of like squared off body that kind of sits on top of the legs. Looks very weird, but very cartoony, especially for IRS. So I think that's exactly what Mattel was going with this particular Virgil. It's to kind of create that sort of squared off body a little bit. But it comes with built-on accessories with the jacket. Now the vest right here, it does actually come up a little bit, so I really love that aspect. And is this removable? Because it kind of felt like you could. Yeah, because you could literally, you know, squeeze your fingers right underneath that. But I'm not taking that off. Yeah, I don't think it's removable. But it's got like a nice rubbery feel to the vest. So the fact that you could slide your hands through, I think that's pretty impressive, right? All right, so we have Virgil. Right on. So we've already gotten this character back in Series 1 of Mattel Retros. Did he have any other releases? I don't think so. I think just Series 1 was the only one. But this time around, we get yet another Ultimate Warrior as part of the Mattel Creations or Mattel Retro Collection. And this one is just another wind-up figure, which is perfectly fine. Oh man, the detail on that Intercontinental Championship belt. At first I thought it was a heavyweight belt, but no, that's Intercontinental. That's pretty sweet. Alright. So I know Hulk Hogan in blue from his No Holds Barred came with a white championship belt, right? And I'm trying to think, man, is there any other championship belts that were part of the Mattel Retro line? I'm pretty sure there are, but off the top of my head, I can't really think of one. Maybe there was a secondary Hulk Hogan figure that came with a belt. I'd actually have to look at the retros to verify, because I can't remember everything right. All right, so this is, I like this because it sort of reminds me of the LJN card backing, right? Or the LJN poster of Ultimate Warrior. So Warrior came, what, late 87, I think. He got his LJN release in 89. And in his poster, he had like blue trunks with kind of, you know, American types of colors among his wristbands and shoulder, or what do you call it, elbow strings, elbow tassels, whatever. We'll call them tassels. So the built-on tassels for the boots, I mean, that's perfectly fine. I mean, would you like something that's kind of loose? Like, you can sit here and you could kind of move this up a little bit, but it's basically built into the arm. Face paint, Ultimate War, great head sculpt. Love the flashiness of the hair. And like I said, this is just another extended arm release. So I thought it was a dual arm, but no, it's just a right extended arm. And championship belt, that's probably got to be among the best. We'll call them retro for the sake of this argument. So retro meaning Hasbro, or retro meaning like Grapples and Gimmicks, Zombie Sailors, basically any of those Hasbro style or Hasbro-esque action figures, right? So something like KWK, Kayfabe Heroes, I put them in the same bundle as of Hasbro's, but they're more Hasbro-esque instead of Hasbro style. And championship belt wise, I think that's probably got to be the best one, man. One thing I don't like is, you see this on a lot of Jakks Pacific, where they have like the little holes, right? And you just feed the holes, feed the little knobbins through the holes. I don't like that. I feel like it's really hard for me a lot of time to really punch them in. AWA Remcos are like that. One of the most difficult championship belts in the world to put on an action figure. Oh my god, is this possibly the best of the line so far? I thought Harley Race was the one I was going to enjoy the most, but this Ultimate Warrior with belt is insanely good. So, love it. Alright, where did I put my Warrior? I think that was right there. Last one. So, this particular character, he did get a couple releases from Epic Toys. He had a black outfit. I think the second one was a red outfit, if I'm not mistaken. So, this is one of those characters, like, whenever you see any of these other retro companies creating these characters, you honestly don't want to see any other retro line create that same character, because it's already been made, right? So, if you go to Latuni and you buy yourself a Macho Man figure, a Macho Man Hasbro style figure, and then you kind of come out and see, well, Grapples and Gimmicks are releasing that Macho Man. Maybe later on you'll see Mattel Creations create that figure. No, yeah, I think that's overkill a lot of time. But I understand you got to go with the characters that'll actually sell, that are fan favorites. Bobby Heenan. Bobby the freaking Brain Heenan might have the best, or one of the best figures among the Mattel retros. Now, when you look at Mean Gene Okerlund and, well, I think they all have the same body, right? So Paul Bearer, it's a little bit different because of the hand positioning. You know what I haven't been doing? I read off the first card, but I haven't read off any of the other cards. So for Bobby Heenan, it says, the Brain managed a stable of superstars known as the Heenan family. And this is just another arm slapping motion figure. Bobby Heenan isn't just a manager, but he's also a commentator, right? So, get the arms in position. Bobby Heenan with an awesome microphone. Does it fall out? All right, awesome. So I like these pieces that are nice and steady in the hands. Like, it's not like crazy tight and it's not crazy loose. So, you know, very simple to come in and out, but at the same time, it's strong enough to stick in there. A lot of times you'll see these companies come out with these accessories, especially when it comes to like the microphone. Grapples and Gimmicks are really bad at that. Rush Collectibles, their microphones, you know, you turn them over and it doesn't serve a purpose, in my opinion. So when you have an accessory that actually works with the figure, yeah, it means so much more. And kind of like, you know, Virgil, it's like the jacket is a very rubbery figure, very rubbery accessory. So you can actually sit there and slide your hand underneath the jacket. So, yeah, so you could actually peel that stuff back. But this is an absolutely beautiful design of Bobby Heenan. So the accessory works. I mean, I could live out with the whole pointer finger, but good head sculpt. Great head sculpt. Looks just like him. So, you know, Bobby Heenan, he's one of those guys that you absolutely despise when you're a kid. Always interfering, just, you know, his criticism of like the good guys and whatnot, you hated it. Total, I don't want to say total disappointment, but like he was not someone I was a fan of as a kid. As an adult, my God, as an adult, I recognize that Bobby Heenan is one of the funniest, most impressive managers ever. Love him on commentary. Like his back and forth with Gorilla Monsoon was always legendary. Now, when I talk about my commentators, I always kind of put like Vince McMahon and Jerry Lawler as like the two that I most commonly remember. But Jesse Ventura with Gorilla or Bobby Heenan with Gorilla, etc. Later on, you got guys like, you know, Macho Man going to commentary, etc. So, I mean, to me, they were always wrestlers. You put like Macho Man on the mic, for example, or Roddy Piper on the mic, but they're wrestlers in my opinion. Bobby Heenan, he was a wrestler, you know, earlier in his career, obviously. A lot of managers were previous wrestlers. And this series is insanely good. Like, I don't know, I remember which series I stated was the best from Mattel, from the Mattel Retros. This release could potentially take over the #1 spot. Literally, all 4 figures are incredible. You don't have that stupid jumper with the hands in close like this. You know, like Goldberg and, you know, Hunter Hearst Helmsley, you know, figures like that. Probably the worst pose ever, or at least among the worst. You know, Sting had that type of pose. So the fact that these are all playable, great pose figures, aesthetically, they're all incredible. A great lineup of characters. Awesome accessories to boot. Very impressive. So, if you haven't done so already, you know, get on Mattel Creations. These should hopefully still be available for order. Otherwise, yeah, I could see these guys going on eBay for $20, $30, $40 a pop. And, you know, we don't want you guys to pay that type of money. So, Mattel Creations, guys, get yours today before they sell out. You could potentially pick these up at the end of the year when Mattel Creations has its discounts and everything. But, I mean, $60 for 4 figures really isn't bad. But if you do wait and you do them for a great discount, all the power to us, right? Because, yes, I'm probably going to go on Mattel Creations and buy something else. Probably not this set because I got 2. But I noticed that there's one Mattel Retro set that I only bought 1 copy of. So I need a second one for the door, for the carding to hang up on the wall. So, but guys, that's it for this review. And that might be the last review I do for a while because as of right now, there's really nothing else I think I have on pre-order or anything like that. So, but that's it for now, guys. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. I'll talk to you guys in the comments, and I will see everybody in the next video. Take care, everybody.